This week's Big Ten Trash Talk Minute is brought to you by us, because we're the ones doing the video.
Team rivalry, Big Ten, Trash Talk.
Michigan State blew a 17-point halftime lead against Indiana on Saturday, keeping the Spartans one game away from bowl eligibility yet again. After the game, athletic director Alan Haller was quoted saying, "This is the last time we give a $95 million cigar and selfie allowance."
Indiana played Michigan State in the East Lansing wind and snow this past weekend for the old brass spittoon. It took 2 overtimes to find out what a Hoosier actually is. Turns out, it's this weird guy in glasses who finally has a pot to spit in.
Purdue beat Northwestern on Saturday, keeping them just a half game down from Iowa for the Big Ten West title. Somehow.
Northwestern took on Purdue, and Purdue won. And now we know there's 10 ways to skin a wild cat.
Wisconsin beat Nebraska in a game that looked an awful lot like both teams had just recently fired their coaches.
Wisconsin went up against Nebraska on a real nail-biter in Lincoln. It was the battle of the interim coaches. I think Wisconsin won. It doesn't really matter.
Iowa's late season push for the Big Ten title game may actually work out after all, with the Hawkeyes beating a Minnesota team that clearly has forgotten where the end zone is. This makes me very happy because I put down $1 whole on Iowa winning the West.
Iowa played Minnesota, and not much happened in this game. Not a lot of scoring, zero, and I mean zero penalties. The only interesting thing that happened is that Minnesota is no longer in the running for the West Division, and Iowa is. Probably, I think. I'm not really sure. It's a 4-way tie, and none of the teams play each other next weekend, so I don't know.
Penn State was the only ranked Big Ten team to not struggle to a lesser opponent on Saturday. This is because they've already lost their shot at anything meaningful in the postseason, and there just wasn't any pressure.
8-2 Penn State traveled to New Jersey to play the 4-6 Rutgers Scarlet Knights on their home turf. Rutgers, on their first drive, got a field goal. Penn State, on their first drive, got a 100-yard kick return for a touchdown. And that's all you need to know about that game.
Michigan kicker Jake Moody is the Heisman favorite. You will not change my mind, and that's really all I care to say about the Michigan-Illinois game.
Illinois didn't get the memo and almost beat number 3 Michigan in Ann Arbor. But in true Michigan tradition, Michigan scored 3 field goals in the fourth quarter to win the game. Also, from now on, when Michigan is looking for a new kicker, they want 3 things: a laser focus, a strong leg, and most importantly, he must be a Moody man.
Ohio State and Maryland traded touchdowns for 59 minutes until finally Maryland, out of the goodness of their hearts, gave Ohio State the game's final touchdown, because they're just really nice people.
10-0 Ohio State took on 6-4 Maryland, and it was quite the row. Maryland had more penalty yards than rushing yards. Ohio State had more penalty yards than Maryland. Together, they had 21 combined penalties for 193 yards. After the game, the refs were the ones icing their shoulders.
Trash Talk.
Did I say $95 million cigar and selfie allowance? Yeah, I think I did.
Northwestern took on Purdue this past weekend. Stop saying this past weekend.
Nope.
Now, also from now on.
That didn't sound right.
This past weekend. I'm gonna put that on a plaque and burn it.
Stop recording.